Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we are going to do some more writing feedback. Again, we have an IELTS Writing Task 2 academic essay. Let's check it out. Of course, we start by reading the question carefully. The health benefits of physical exercise. So that's what we're talking about today, physical exercise. The health benefits of physical exercise are well known. Despite this, a lot of people do not exercise regularly. What are the reasons for this? Question 1. What are the reasons for this? Question 1. And what could be done to encourage them? Okay, them, a lot of people. What could be done to encourage them to exercise more often? Question 2. So very, very simple plan here. We have two questions. Why don't many people do physical exercise? And how can we encourage people to do physical exercise more often? So the structure, very straightforward. The introduction will give us background information about this issue of physical exercise. We should also have some reference to the question. And also we want to give our thesis statement, say what we're going to explore in this essay. Let's see if we get that. The positive outcomes of physical exercise are widely known. Fine, I like outcomes, that's nice. However, people still do not exercise often. I don't know, many people, some people. Okay, bit of strange spacing there. That's just a direct paraphrase of this, right? The health benefits are well known. Despite this, people don't exercise regularly. I don't know if I don't like the direct paraphrase in IELTS Writing Task 2. In IELTS Writing Task 1, the direct paraphrase is fine. I prefer a bit of background information, but okay, fine. This essay will explore why people are not engaged in sportive activities. Sport activities, not sportive. And what would be possible, just a strange word order here, and what some possible approaches may be or would be. So, strange word order here, not a big problem. What would be possible approaches to stimulate? I don't know about stimulate again. So the candidate is really trying to paraphrase here. They're really trying to directly paraphrase every part. What could be done to encourage? Possible approaches to stimulate. But okay. Not a bad introduction at all. We get a bit of background information and we understand what's going to be in this essay. So job reasonably well done. I just think the paraphrasing is a little too direct from the question, but not a problem. The introduction does its job. Great. To begin with, good signposting language maybe, but maybe we want to get straight in there for the reasons. I would like one reason why. One reason why people don't exercise is, okay. So again, we get some paraphrasing, and I think to begin with, despite several well-known beneficial health concerns that improve the overall health of a person through physical exercise, individuals do not exercise often. For me, this is a complete waste because we've already said this. We've seen it in the question. A lot of people don't exercise regularly. We've seen that in the question. This essay will explore why people are not engaged in sport activities. We've seen that. And now we've spent all of this beginning of this paragraph just to say the same thing another time. So we don't need it. One reason why many don't exercise is blah, 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 blah. So we don't need this stuff here. This is generally because of the hard pressure. I don't know about the collocation hard pressure. High pressure or something like this. But hard pressure is strange. This is generally because of the hard pressure of career life. Again, career life as a collocation, not totally sure about it. And responsibilities of family life that many people prioritize and therefore, unfortunately, challenge. Okay, grammar is breaking down. So the reason why people not exercising, this is generally because of the hard pressure of career life and responsibilities of family life that many people prioritize. We should have a comma here, comma. And therefore, no comma because there's no new subject. But I'm confused now what the subject is. Many people prioritize. Okay, let's find the subject. I guess many people. I guess. This is generally because of the hard pressure. So maybe the hard pressure of career life and responsibility of family life. Maybe that's the subject here that many people prioritize, and therefore, unfortunately, challenges to finding time. So it's really unclear to find out what the challenges, is this the verb here? If this is the verb, which verb is it about? This challenges or the hard pressure of career life challenges? But challenges is a third person singular, or is challenges a plural noun here? Really unclear. Unfortunately, challenges to finding time to exercise. So the main idea is, okay, people have a lot of pressure in their career life, they have a lot of responsibilities in family life, and because of this, it is difficult for these people to find time to exercise. That idea I can work out, but the grammar does a bad job of explaining that. Okay. For instance, good signposting language, cool. For instance, I have to manage, okay. I know people personalize things, and I know it's written that you can draw on evidence from your own personal experiences, but I still think in an academic essay, using like this anecdotal evidence, or for me, this happened to me once, not always so strong in an academic essay. But okay, for instance, I have to, but can the candidate make it make sense? For instance, I have to manage my university studies and also take care of my little brother, comma, which is a demanding responsibility for me, comma. So if anyone, I don't, it sounds strange. If anyone takes into account these factors, if anyone takes into account these factors under similar circumstances, I think take into account is what the candidate has problems with here. I don't think the candidate fully knows what this means. If anyone takes into account these factors under similar circumstances, it will not be hard to imagine how difficult it will be to find time to exercise regularly. So again, grammatically, this is all over the place too. Will not be hard to imagine. I like that. Will not be hard to imagine. Maybe difficult is better than hard, but okay. But grammatically, we are just all over the place here. So the bad grammar is really getting in the way of the meaning here. Okay, so those are the reasons why. Now we want, what are the reasons? So I would like two reasons here. I would like a simple paragraph like, one reason why people don't exercise very often is because of time pressures. People nowadays spend more and more time at work, and after work they feel stressed and they want to go home and relax. And because of this, it can be difficult for them to find motivation. Another reason is that exercising has become more expensive. Gym memberships and buying the right clothes cost a lot of money, and people may feel that it's better to spend money on other important things such as food or, say, heating, right? That just seems, we have nice two clear different reasons there, whereas this paragraph we have one very, very complicated reason, but the task asks us what are the reasons, not what is the main reason, but what are the reasons, and we only really get one reason and it's not clearly explained. But okay, that's paragraph one, body paragraph one. Body paragraph two, what can we do to encourage people to exercise more often? So we should have a lot of modality here, but let's see. To address this issue, well, we're not just talking about addressing the issue, right? We're trying to solve the issue, not just address it. So I'm not sure address just means to maybe to talk about or to discuss the issue, to think about the issue. We're trying to encourage people to do more exercise. But okay, to address this issue, providing the proper feels a little bit not very academic. The relevant amount of time, the necessary amount of time, the adequate amount of time, but proper a little bit informal. Providing the proper amount of time and facilities for employees or students to exercise during their free time in their working areas could be an effective way to encourage people to exercise more often is better here. Okay, reasonable idea. For example, constructing a fitness center in a company may have incentivized, that's pastime, may have incentivized is pastime. That's wrong. May incentivize employees to exercise more during their time off. Moreover, okay, fine. I'm not a big fan of moreover, but it's fine here. Moreover, their health condition will get better by exercising regularly. We don't need to talk about the outcomes of exercising more, right? That's not what we're asked to do. What could be done to encourage them to exercise more often? Here you're saying it is good if they exercise more often because then they will feel better. We don't have to talk about the benefits of exercising. That's not what this paragraph asks us to do. So this is a little bit, it doesn't really cohere to the question. But the grammar in this paragraph is a little better. We do have some nice structures. We have gerund as the subject. Cool. We have a long subject. Yeah, this is all the subject, the noun group. Could be, we have some nice modality, could be hedging language, an effective way to encourage somebody to do something. That's good. So some good grammar here. We had real problems with grammar in body paragraph 1, but we have some really nice range of structures in body paragraph 2. So that makes it difficult when it comes to the marks. We have to take that into consideration. Excuse me. So let's take a look at the conclusion. So in conclusion, we'd like just to have a summary of the reason why and a summary of how we can do it better. Again, what could be done? We just have one idea here. Maybe, I know you don't have a lot of scope. There's not a lot of words that you can use to express your ideas, but maybe a couple of things. One way that we could encourage people to do things is by another way. So I would like 2 reasons and I would like 2 suggestions, and we only really get 1. But okay. In conclusion, good signposting language, very simple but still effective. Although the benefits of physical exercise are known, okay, this is now for the 3rd time. Third time we're talking about the benefits are known. People are not involved regularly in such, be involved in such activities. Again, candidate is trying so hard to paraphrase here that they start using the wrong type of constructions. That's not what we don't say, like, I am involved regularly in exercise activities. It's just not used. Because they cannot find time. Okay, so that's a summary. Because they cannot find time due to responsibilities in their family and career life. That is a very good summary of what you've already said. Bravo. I suggest, so it sounds like the candidate here is, again, just putting forward an idea, but we don't want to put forward the suggestion. The put forward the suggestion comes here. So we want to summarize the suggestion, not put the suggestion forward again. I suggest constructing more sports facilities that provide an opportunity for exercising, which could help individuals integrate physical activity into their daily routines. Okay, not bad language there. Could help individuals, help somebody do something, bare infinitive, very natural. Integrate something into something, very natural. So a lot of good vocab here and some nice grammar. So a strange essay. A strange essay because there are many good points and also some critical weak points. But let's get to some marks. So task response. So how informed am I? Well, I'm informed of one reason why I'm informed of one reason why people don't do exercise, but only one reason. And I'm informed of one way of solving this problem, building more fitness centres. I'm not blown away by that suggestion of building more fitness centres, and I think adding two reasons why and adding two or perhaps even three things that we could do to encourage people to do more exercise, that would make me more informed as a reader. But in general, I am informed of the candidate's main ideas, and so I think it's a bit underdeveloped, could add more, and so for that reason I'm giving 6 for task response. So coherence and cohesion. The structure is appropriate. We have the introduction with background information, talking about saying what we're going to talk about in the essay. You have reasons why, you have possible solutions, and we have a conclusion which includes a summary. So paragraph, fine. Paragraph structure is fine. Logical progression, fine. Some use of discourse markers, like to begin with, maybe are more suitable in like what do you think essays rather than the two-part or two-question essay. But okay, we do get some nice things like although is good signposting language. We get nice which refers to the whole sentence. So the preceding clause or the preceding sentence, fine. We get some moreover, quite basic, fine. In conclusion, which is fine. Some basic things like so, therefore. So coherence and cohesion is okay. There are just some problems with coherence, just with a few irrelevancies, like you don't need to talk about the health benefits. Maybe that comes into task response a bit too. There's a lot of overlap. I do get a little bit lost with this paragraph. So I think enough coherence and cohesion for a 7. Lexical resource. A lot of relevant language. Take into account is a nice expression, but it's wrongly used here. Okay, physical exercise, beneficial, cool, health concerns, nice, overall health, very good, a demanding responsibility, good, some strange collocations like hard pressure, it's understandable but not very natural, career life, maybe that's okay, but again, not overly natural, an effective way, that's a nice thing. Proper amount is not perfect in terms of style. Okay, so a lot of good vocab there. Some slips, I think probably again enough for a 7 for lexical resource. Grammatical range and accuracy. This one is the trickiest one, simply because we do have a variety of sentence types. Definitely we have simple and complex sentence types. Check. We do have a wide range of structures. Sometimes those range of structures fall down, especially when you're trying something difficult, like may have incentivized. That's a complex structure. And so usually when candidates have a nice range of sentences, and when candidates make mistakes, generally with attempts at more complex structures, usually that's an indication of, 6 or 7, maybe. But because of this paragraph, where the grammar really impedes understanding, reading this paragraph, you have to read it several times to understand what the candidate is saying, and therefore, unfortunately, challenges to finding time to exercise. Because of the grammar, I don't know what the candidate is saying. It will not be hard to imagine how difficult to find time to exercise regularly. Okay, I understand it, but grammatically, I have to reread it to understand that. So because of some of those critical grammar problems, I certainly can't award the 7. The question is whether it's between the 6. I think there is enough good grammar to deserve the 6 there, but there are some critical problems with grammar that reduce the mark. So for me, 6.5. Overall, score of 6.5. What would I advise the candidate here? Well, just looking at the two weaknesses, task response, again, I would recommend understanding, first of all, how we deal with these questions, reading the questions carefully. What are the reasons? Better to give two reasons. What could be done to encourage them? I would recommend giving a couple of suggestions, not just one. So you lose points for not developing because you're just giving one reason why people don't do exercise and one thing that we could do, build more fitness centres. But in an academic essay, we want more than that. So that's point number one. And point number two, with grammatical accuracy and also maybe with some other things, simplify your ideas and also simplify your language. You probably have enough natural grammar in there that you don't need to try to overcomplicate things. Think about normal basic English grammar where we have, subject plus verb plus object, and somewhere we put some adverbial in there, but always think about that when you have sentences like therefore unfortunately challenges to finding time to exercise. Think, what is my subject? What is my verb here? I guess my verb is challenges. Well, what? Something challenges somebody. Well, what is the subject and what is the object? Of course, not all verbs have objects, but just thinking about this basic word order in English, what is my subject? What is my verb? Do I have an object? Because sometimes it's not clear from that, and that often leads to a breakdown in understanding. I would also advise the candidate not to worry about paraphrasing too much. I don't like this direct paraphrasing, and so there are plenty of resources available out there in the world. I haven't made a video on how to write a good introduction, but there are certainly other people who've made videos talking about how to write a good introduction. So I would recommend learning how to write an introduction for an academic essay that doesn't involve simply mechanically paraphrasing every part of the question. It's another bit of advice I would give the candidate. But okay, not bad. 6.5, a little short of C1. Certainly there is potential for the candidate to get a higher mark. Maybe a more brutal examiner, and I think I consider myself to be quite a brutal examiner with marks, especially for speaking. A brutal examiner could reduce your score for task response to 5. They could reduce your score for coherence and cohesion to 6, maybe. But yeah, for me, overall 6.5, higher end of upper intermediate on that border between B2 and C1. Yeah, so I hope you found that video useful, interesting. Who knows? If you have your own writing for IELTS that you would like me to check, feel free to send it to me. And also, if you'd like to have your own free IELTS practice speaking test with feedback, you can also get in touch with me. Information on how to contact me is given in the information bar below. Please keep in mind that I have a lot of requests. The channel is growing. It's nice to see. I have more than 500 subscribers now, which is very, very nice to see. But on the downside, it means that now I get crazy amount of requests, and so I try to respond to as many people as possible, but please do be patient if you're contacting me. But I'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.